Ever seen a place where people ride bicycles in business suits, and even dogs have to pass exams? Welcome to Germany, a country where discipline meets charm. It's known for its precision and order, but there's so much more beneath the surface: wild coastlines, storybook castles, and a beer culture that's practically a religion. In this travel documentary, we're peeling back the layers and diving deep into the real Germany. Let's begin this unforgettable journey. Number 15, Germany, the rule-loving capital of the world. Did you know that in Germany, even hanging something on your balcony has rules? This is a country built on discipline and order, where the first question isn't, "How do I do this?" but, "Am I even allowed to?" Roughly the size of Montana, Germany has a mild, temperate climate, cool summers, gentle winters. But what really catches people off guard isn't the weather, it's the silence. Sundays are sacred. No loud music, no lawn mowing, no drilling. Quiet hours are a real thing here. With around 83 million people, Germany is the most populated country in Europe. And to Americans, it's the economy that's truly jaw-dropping, the largest in Europe and fourth biggest in the world. This is the home of automotive legends like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. And if you're a fan of speed, Germany's famous autobahns have no speed limit in some sections, a dream come true for car lovers and thrill seekers. You may not be moving to Germany tomorrow, but exploring a society so efficient, respectful, and structured just might change how you see the world, and maybe even how you live your life. Number 14, Sylt Beach, Germany's famous FKK paradise. Think paradise means crystal clear water and luxury resorts? In Germany, it also means something a little more: free. Welcome to Sylt, home to one of Germany's most legendary FKK, Freikörperkultur, nude beaches. Here, just a few steps can take you from fully clothed sunbathers sipping beer, to a no-clothes zone where everyone, from high-powered professionals to everyday families, relaxes side by side in total comfort. First-time visitors even get a friendly code of conduct guide from beach patrols, making sure everyone respects each other's space, something many American tourists find surprisingly refreshing. But it doesn't stop at the beach. FKK culture is woven into German life. You'll see it in city parks, summer campgrounds, saunas, and even surfing competitions that attract nudists from across Germany, the Netherlands, and Scandinavia. For many Americans, it's a total culture shock. But it's one they never forget. Number 13, Germany's women, independent and fascinating. In Germany, it's common to see women in business suits, sneakers, and backpacks, casually riding bikes through the city. No heavy makeup, no dramatic glam, just confidence, independence, and effortless charm. German women are strong and self-reliant financially, professionally, and emotionally. They speak their minds and expect mutual respect. They're not looking for a knight in shining armor, they're looking for an equal. When it comes to romance, they might seem a bit reserved at first. But if they like you, they'll let you know. They might ask you out for a coffee, or even text first after the date. And here's what surprises a lot of American guys: they prefer splitting the bill. Yep, dinner, movies, even vacations. For them, independence isn't just a word, it's a lifestyle. At night in Berlin, you'll find them dressed in simple, stylish outfits, heading to techno clubs or cozy bars. This city doesn't sleep, and neither do its dance floors. You might catch a group of women dancing till sunrise, sipping cider, and maybe even starting the conversation. They'll chat, share hangout tips, or invite you to join, not as a pickup, but just being friendly. No wonder so many travelers fall head over heels for German women. What about you? If they've already stolen your heart, drop it in the comments. Number 12, Germans drink beer like it's water. In Germany, ordering a beer with your meal isn't just normal, it's almost expected. Especially in the south, like Bavaria, where breakfast might come with white sausages, a pretzel, and yes, a chilled wheat beer. No one asks if you want beer, they ask which one. With over 7,000 types of beer and 1,500 breweries, Germany is basically beer heaven. The average German drinks around 95 liters a year, and in Bavaria, that number's even higher. Some locals will even tell you the beer is cleaner than tap water. Why? It's all thanks to a 500-year-old purity law from 1516, which allows only 4 ingredients: water, barley, hops, and yeast. No additives, no chemicals, just pure, honest beer. And then there's Oktoberfest, the world's biggest beer celebration, drawing over 6 million people every year. Giant mugs, overflowing tents, and the sound of Prost echoing through the air. But here's a tip: when you clink glasses, make eye contact, or legend says you'll have 7 years of bad luck in love. In Germany, beer isn't just a drink. It's tradition. It's pride. It's culture. So the real question is, would you try a giant beer mug with lunch? Number 11, life in Berlin, one of the world's most vibrant capitals. Germans here are known for being direct and serious. Don't expect them to throw around words like awesome or amazing every 5 minutes. But that's part of the charm. Berlin is one of the most multicultural cities in Europe, home to over 180 nationalities. And no visit is complete without seeing the Brandenburg Gate, a powerful symbol of Germany's reunification, or exploring the city's world-famous Christmas markets that attract millions of American tourists every year. By day, Berlin is about history, museums, and peaceful cobblestone squares. But by night, it transforms completely. This city becomes one of the wildest party capitals on earth. Legendary clubs like Berghain, the temple of electronic music, draw crowds lining up from midnight to sunrise, hoping to get past its famously mysterious door. And some clubs? They don't close at all. They run straight from Friday night to Monday morning, 48 to 72 hours of non-stop beats, lights, and freedom. Yet, somehow, Berlin never tries too hard. It just is cool, effortlessly, unapologetically. A city that's always moving to its own rhythm. Number 10, the most powerful sick leave in Europe. The most powerful sick note in Europe? It's real, and it exists in Germany. Picture this: you're a pregnant woman working a 9 to 5 in Berlin. Tired, stressed, maybe feeling unwell. In most countries, you'd need forms, approvals, HR drama. But in Germany? Just one line from your doctor, one signature, and boom. You're legally off the clock. No Zoom calls. No emails. No deadlines. It's called a Beschäftigungsverbot. Think of it as an emergency break for your job. If your doctor sees any risk to you or your baby, you can stop working partially or entirely, with zero interference from your boss. And the best part? You'll still receive 100% of your average salary, based on the last 6 months. Even remote work is off limits unless your doctor says otherwise. Sounds unreal, right? But in Germany, it's law. A 2023 survey showed that 83% of women felt genuinely reassured knowing they could stop work whenever necessary. And since Germany strengthened this policy in 2018, pregnancy-related workplace incidents have dropped by 35%. One U.S. article even called it paid maternity leave by doctor's orders. And funny enough, 41% of German men admitted they kind of wish they had something like it too. In a world obsessed with hustle, Germany hits pause and puts people first. Number 9, Cost of Living in Germany, 2025 Update. If you're chasing a high-quality lifestyle without breaking the bank, Germany might just surprise you. Compared to most of the US or Western Europe, the cost of living here is refreshingly reasonable. Let's break it down: renting a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Berlin or Munich. Around $1,200 a month. Head out to the suburbs, and that drops to about $900. Utilities, electricity, water, heating, and trash average around $200, and high-speed internet starts at $35 to $50. If you cook at home, groceries for one person cost around $350 to $450 a month. Eating out? A casual meal will set you back just $12 to $20. Public transportation is another big win. A monthly pass that covers citywide trains and buses is only $60, way cheaper than in most major U.S. cities. All in, the average monthly cost for one person? Around $2,000. And here's a bonus, U.S. citizens can stay in Germany and most of the Schengen area for up to 90 days without a visa. Want to stay longer? You'll need a national visa for work, study, or residence. With all this in mind, would you consider moving to Germany? Comments below. Number 8. Germany's most bizarre snow festival. Germany, the land of rules, precision, and order, right? Well, not always. Because once winter hits, something wild happens. Engineers, craftsmen, even professors, throw on their snow gear and race full speed down icy hills in the wackiest homemade sleds you've ever seen. Welcome to Hohenschlittenrennen, one of Europe's most bizarre and hilarious winter festivals. This centuries-old sled race takes place in snowy regions like Bavaria, the Black Forest, and the Harz Mountains. And here's the best part, the sleds? Anything goes. We're talking sofas, toilets, bathtubs, beer crates, even giant pizzas on skis. Some are over 15 feet long and look like parade floats crashing through the snow. It's not just about who's fastest. Judges also hand out prizes for best design, funniest moment, and the most epic wipeout. For many tourists, it's a total shock seeing Germans, usually known for being serious and reserved, going all in on pure, silly fun. So, would you dare to race down a mountain in a flying couch? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to bring a helmet. Number 7. Paternoster, the world's most unique rotating elevator. Ever seen an elevator that never stops moving? Meet the Paternoster, one of the world's strangest and rarest elevators. Instead of doors and buttons, this lift just keeps rotating, like a vertical conveyor belt of open cabins. You jump in while it's moving, ride up or down, and hop off whenever you reach your floor. No stopping. No pausing. Just constant motion. Invented in the 19th century, paternosters were once popular across Europe, especially in Germany and the UK. But today, they're nearly extinct, banned in many countries for being too dangerous. Still, a few are running, and they're weirdly hypnotic to watch. There's no up or a down button, just timing and a little courage. And yes, it does go over the top and around the bottom like a loop. Would you ride one? Or would you freeze at the edge? Let us know in the comments. Number 6. German men sit down to pee. Do German men really sit down to pee? Surprisingly, yes, many do. In Germany, sitting to pee isn't seen as weird or unmanly. In fact, it's often expected, especially in homes. Some bathrooms even have signs telling men to sit. Why? Cleanliness. Sitting reduces splashes, keeps the floor dry, and makes cleaning easier. Some landlords even include it in rental rules. There's even a funny German nickname, Sitzpinkler, meaning man who sits to pee. It was once an insult, now? Not so much. Public bathrooms don't care, but in private homes, it's all about respect. So next time you're in Germany, ask yourself, will you stand or sit? Let us know in the comments. Number 5. Even dogs in Germany take behavior exams. Yep, you heard that right. In Germany, dogs don't just sit, stay, and roll over, they take actual behavior tests. Known as the Hundeführerschein or a dog license, this exam checks if a dog is well behaved and if the owner knows how to handle them. Some cities make it mandatory, especially for big breeds. Why? It's all about safety and responsibility. Germany loves dogs, but not chaos. A trained dog means fewer bites, less mess, and happier neighbors. Fail the test? You might need to retake it or face restrictions. So yes, in Germany, even dogs have to prove they're good boys. Would yours pass the test? Number 4. Germans are obsessed with second-hand finds. Think Germans only love shiny new things? Think again. In Germany, second-hand shopping is a lifestyle, and people are obsessed with it. From vintage furniture and clothes to old bicycles and kitchenware, Germans love giving things a second life. Why? It's part eco-conscious, part practical, and part treasure hunt. You'll find flea markets, buzzing every weekend. People dig through crates, haggle over prices, and proudly walk away with used coffee makers or retro lamps. Even online, secondhand platforms like eBay Kleinanzeigen are huge. Want a washing machine? A used guitar? A three-legged chair? It's all there, cheap, fast, and sustainable. And guess what? Secondhand isn't seen as cheap or poor here. It's smart, responsible, and even trendy. Would you shop secondhand in Germany? Drop it in the comments and tell us your best thrift find. Number 3. Germany's Fairy Tale Wonders. Germany's fairy tale wonders are real and they're magical. Think fairy tales are just stories? In Germany, they're part of real life. From misty forests to mountaintop castles, the landscapes here look straight out of a storybook. Ever heard of Neuschwanstein Castle? It's the real-life inspiration for Disney's castle, perched high above the Alps. It feels like it was built for a princess. Wander through the Black Forest, where legends of witches, wolves, and lost travelers still echo through the trees. Visit Rothenburg, a perfectly preserved medieval town that looks frozen in time. And it's no surprise, the Brothers Grimm were German. The stories of Cinderella, Snow White, and Hansel and Gretel were all born here. With cobblestone streets, half-timbered houses, and foggy valleys, Germany isn't just history, it's a living fairy tale. Would you explore these magical places? Or would you get lost in the woods like a Grimm tale? Number 2. Germany's most unique festivals. Germany isn't just about beer and bratwurst, it's home to some of Europe's strangest and most unforgettable festivals. Sure, everyone's heard of Oktoberfest, but have you seen people race down snowy hills in homemade sleds shaped like flying couches? That's the Hohenschlittenrennen, part sled race, part comedy show. Or the Walpurgis Night, where people in the Harz Mountains dress as witches and light bonfires to scare off evil spirits. It's spooky, fiery, and weirdly fun. And then there's Carnival, where normal rules disappear and entire cities become costume parades. From wild parades to ancient pagan rituals, these festivals show a side of Germany most tourists never see. Would you dare to join the madness? Number 1. Germany's most beloved dishes. When you think of German food, you probably picture sausages and beer. And yes, they do love both. But there's so much more to Germany's food scene. Start with Sauerbraten, a slow-cooked, marinated beef roast, often served with red cabbage and dumplings. It's rich, hearty, and pure comfort. Then there's bratwurst, grilled to perfection and best eaten at a street stand with mustard and a fresh roll. Simple, but legendary. Craving something cheesy? Try Käsespätzle, think of it as Germany's version of mac and cheese, made with handmade egg noodles and topped with crispy onions. And don't forget schnitzel, thin, breaded, and fried meat, usually pork or veal, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. Hungry yet? Because Germans don't just eat, they celebrate their food.